Go to the whiteboard, got some things I'm excited to cover. Bear with me 1 minute. The whiteboard got some things I'm excited to cover. All right, we're live on YouTube. We're live on Zoom. This is what I want to talk about today. I need my reading glasses for this. That's the delay. This is Team Building Tuesday, right? And what I want to talk about is strategy. We've talked a lot about what to say to get brokers, who the right brokers are to have, that you want to have personally enrolled. We say high, think about your personally enrolled. High and tight to you are the people you've personally enrolled. That is where you want to focus. Depth will happen on its own, but the strategy we have is based on our personal commission ladder, right? We've got the personal commission ladder where we go from 10% up to 80%, right? And that 10 to 80 is based on if you're just a referral partner, you're at 10% if you're not certified. Once you become certified broker, you're at 40%, right? So you jump right there. And then you get the override spread. Whatever level you're at, you get the override spread between you and the people you personally introduce. If you're at 50% and they get started and they're only at 40%, you make a 10% spread on their client of their bonus revenue, right? So if they produce a $4,000 bonus revenue, you're making $400, 10% of that. They made 40% of 4,000, you made 10% of 4,000. As an example, if you're at 60%, you get a 20% spread. So $4,000 bonus revenue, they make 40% of 4,000, they make 1,600, you'd make 20% of 4,800, right? So that's how this works on the personal spread. Well, there's other ways you're paid. And this is why I want to talk this strategy today. You also can get 5 levels in case they capture all your override spread. If you're at 40 and they're at 40, you don't have an override spread. If you're at 42.5 and they're at 40, you have a 2.5% override spread. If you're at 45, you only have a 5% override spread. If you're at 45 and they're at 50, you don't have an override spread, right? So you only get an override spread when you're at a higher ladder level than they're at, right? Make sense? And you get that override spread not just on the people you personally enroll, you also get it on your team. But what I want to talk about today is 10 years from now, when every one of your personally enrolled agents is at 80%, you're not getting override spread anymore. They're all at the same level as you, right? So what happens? We've got the 5 levels of pay. First of all, we have the 80 maker, the NMO override, 2%. No matter what, you're going to get 2% of 2 levels of people who reach 80%, take your override away. That's the NMO override. But we also have 5 levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that you can't get cut out of. You can't get, even if they get to 80 and you're at 80, or if you're at 60 and they go to 80, you still make level 1 pay on them no matter what, because you're their enroller, right? So the strategy I want to talk about is how do you get this? You get 4% here, no matter what, as level 1, right? No matter what, you get 4%. But how do you get level 2 and level 3 and level 4 and level 5? The only way is when you go out and introduce personally enrolled brokers yourself who are active, right? Qualified certified brokers. So they're a certified broker first, but then they have to be a qualified certified broker. It doesn't mean you're certified. It also means, and this isn't the comp plan details, but it also means you had at least $1,000 in bonus revenue. This person had to have at least $1,000 bonus revenue in the last 6 months, or it's their first 30 days in business. Okay. So if you introduce me, here's David, I start today and I don't get certified. Am I a qualified certified broker? No. If I get certified, am I a qualified certified broker? No, I'm a certified broker. If it's my first 30 days, then yes, I'm a qualified certified broker. If it's my first 30 days. So you introduce me today and I get certified today, then I'm a qualified certified broker for 30 days. And you get to count me as one of your personally enrolled QCBs. So what you need is you need a certain number of QCBs. Oh, I'm a QCB. I became a certified and it's my first 30 days. This person started 3 months ago and they're a certified broker and they've done 1,000 bonus revenue. Oh, they're a qualified certified broker. This person got CB, but it's been involved 4 months and didn't do any volume. This one's not a certified broker. This one's not a certified broker. This one's a certified broker and they've done at least $1,000 BR. So they're a qualified certified broker. So in this example here, you'd have 3 qualified certified brokers, right? Why does that matter? Well, if you look at the comp plan chart, comp plan pages, we have what do you need to earn on your levels, right? We have it all spelled out there. So I'm going to just write these here real quick. You need 3 to get level 2. You need 6, 10, and 20. This is what you need to get paid through the 5 levels. Okay. So if you have 3 qualified certified brokers, you're going to get 2% on level 2 because you have the 3. If you don't have 3, you don't get 2. Well, why does that matter? Strategy. Here's you. You have a 10 broker team, personal. Well, those 10 are all trying to climb this ladder too. They're all trying to get the 5 levels as well, or some are recruiting brokers, some aren't. But those 10 turn into 100 because they all also referred 10. So you had 10 brokers, they turned into 100 on level 2. Of those 100, it produces 50,000 in bonus revenue. They produce 50,000 in bonus revenue on level 2. And you don't get an override spread on it, let's say in this case, because you didn't climb any ladder. They're at the same level as you. You're all at 40%, let's just say, for sake of example. You don't get any override spread. Of course, you do through Infinity on your team, but you're not getting an override spread in this example, we're going to say, but you can get a level 2 pay of 2% of this. You would have earned $1,000. $1,000, you would have gotten override spread if you had 3 qualified certified brokers, because then you get level 2. Well, what if those 100 turned into 500 and that was 300,000 bonus revenue on your 3rd level of brokers? Well, are you qualified to get paid on 3rd level? No, you've only got 3 qualified certified brokers. So you don't get paid a 3rd level because you need 6. You'd still get override spread. You still get personal commission. You can still get paid, but for the 5 level, which guarantees. So because I've built mature organizations, and it takes time, right? It takes time to build a mature organization. But if 10 years from now you have a mature organization, you want to get paid on all of it. You don't want to be cut out of all of it. You want to know that if your goal is to help find people who are very productive and get to the 80% level, right? That should be your goal because they're going to do a lot of volume. But when you do that, it takes away your override spread, right? So this is where you get a guarantee of you can get 4, 2, 2, 2, 2, but you need 20 personally enrolled qualified certified brokers to get paid through 5 levels. So what I'm encouraging you to understand is this is the team building training. So we're talking about team building. I'm not discussing all the how to get personal customers or why you want to climb the personal customer ladder for the override spreads and personal commissions. Why, when you get to the 80 and you help someone get to the 80, you still get a 2% leadership override. All those things are exclusive of this. I'm only focusing on one area, the 5 level pay out of our organization and how you can use team building to position yourself to qualify for this. If your only focus is, I am going to make sure I climb the personal commission ladder, I'm 100% responsible for that. If I'm at level 40, it's because of me. If I'm at 50, it's because of me. If I'm at 60, it's because of me. If I'm at 70, it's because of me. And if I'm at 80, it's because of me. My team does not get me to 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I get there myself. If I'm still at 40, it's because of me. If I made it to 80, it's because of me. Now, obviously, there's a whole team helping behind the scenes, helping, but you get to climb that ladder as fast as you want. There's no worry about, your boss approving you. No worry about where'd you get your degree. Don't worry about the son, the owner of the Suns, or the Suns owner taking the management job instead of you. You climb that personal ladder, you climb that personal ladder, right? But same thing, and same thing happens with the 5-level pay. This is going to get paid or it's not. You're going to be qualified for it or it's not. If you're not, it goes by you to the person above you who is qualified for it. It's called compression. So you want to get yourself positioned with 20. So that's your long-term goal. Have 20 personally enrolled, qualified, certified brokers doing at least $1,000. So they've got at least some revenue being produced every 6 months. All right, that's your goal. If you are a real estate broker and you open up a nice real estate one office in town and you bought furniture and you put a big sign out there that costs 12 grand just to put a real estate one sign out as 12,000, and you had to sign a 5-year lease and you had to recarpet the place and put all new furniture, and you got a few $100,000 invested just in decorating the place, and you got maybe $500,000 invested, you're now a real estate broker. Well, now you got bills to pay and you got a lot of appliances and, or not appliances, utilities and all that. So you better produce some volume, right? So what they would say is you better have a bunch of personally enrolled real estate agents, because if you don't have a bunch of personally enrolled real estate agents, you may not sell many homes, because 90% of the, or 80% of the homes sold in America are sold by the top 10% real estate agents in the country. So if you want to compete, you better get some good agents in there, right? And you better, how do you find good agents? You keep recruiting. You have real estate classes starting this month. Every month, become a real estate agent. Classes starting on the 23rd every month. And when do you stop doing that? Never. You're a real estate broker. So you're always adding new real estate agents to your brokerage. That's what a real estate broker's business is. And it can make $500,000 to $1 million pretty easily once they get their brokerage built. Now they've had to invest a ton of money and they got a lot of risk, but man, can they make it? All I'm saying is take the same model. You only need 20 to guarantee through 5 levels, but I wouldn't stop at 20. But your goal is, okay, it's not just get 20 to join. You know how many real people join the real estate business in that real estate one brokerage office every month? And yet you go there and there's vacant offices, because the only people who buy an office are the ones who want to be the full timers and pay. So there doesn't matter how many meetings you do. So that's just part of it. If you own a restaurant, guess what that means? Sunday, if the oven breaks down, you don't have Sunday off. You own a restaurant and the oven broke down. You got to solve that now, or else your revenue generator just went bye-bye. If you own a transportation company and the truck breaks down, guess what that means? Your vacation ended. You got to get your butt back right now and get that truck rolling, because your revenue source just went bye-bye, right? If you're an employee and your company gets bought out by someone else bigger, and now they got too many vice presidents and your vice president job goes away, what can you do about it? Nothing. Your job got eliminated. It's downsizing, right sizing. What it is exercising the right as an employer to terminate a relationship with an employee that you can't stop as an employee. And so if you're a business owner, you are never guaranteed off until you've replaced yourself and have managers who can be there at all times. When you're an employee, you're never in control, whether you have a job or not. It can go away at any time. Now, the bigger the company, the better. But, I've witnessed people in my life who've worked decades for companies and did very good and yet lose their job because of a merger. Has nothing to do with the quality of the capability of the employee, right? So with all that said, you can guarantee your success if you don't stop building a frontline team, building your own brokerage, your own agency. That's what you are. So the strategy is 20 plus. Now you may need 150. If you go ask the local real estate one, call the local real estate run broker and ask them how many licensed agents they have working for them right now. They'll probably say 100 to 200. Okay, and how many of you recruited in your lifetime? Probably about 4,000. Yeah, that's called business. You don't go, oh, this doesn't work. No, you understand, Robin Williams not Robin Williams. Yeah, was that the Mork and Mindy? Was that Robin Williams? His name is escaping me. But whoever the great comedian was, Some people didn't like his comedy. Other people thought he was a genius. Some people like Journey, the band Journey. Other people don't. Some people like Miley Cyrus. Other people don't. Nobody's got something for everybody. And guess what? Your business isn't for everybody. But as long as we can say, hey, we're professionals, we're going to build a personally enrolled team, and we're not stopping because four of our people didn't do anything. Our first four didn't do anything. Well, then you're being a child if you stop. We're not being mature business people. You know how many employees restaurant owners go through every year who don't show up to work? Chefs who quit, sous chefs who didn't show up, and now you got to cut onions and prepare the sauce and make the tartar sauce because the chef didn't show. It's called business. Just like as an employee, you got bosses that bother you and you got other things. Life is life, right? So this is, to me, is the easiest. You don't have to worry about any on the funding side. You don't have to put your money up on the loan. You don't have to worry about whether the people pay it back or not, and make late payments, and you got to hire a legal team to collect. And you don't need to worry about any of that. You're at clawback risk. If they default immediately for fraud, you get your commission taken back. But that hasn't even happened 30 times in our history. I mean, it's so rare. And even when it does, you didn't lose you didn't lose the 100 grand that was given, like the bank. You just lose your commission that they advanced you. So I mean, it's like this is really, really, as far as I'm concerned, one of the lowest risk businesses you can have is being a broker with us. I mean, really, and there's no cost to it. So this to me is you've got something to offer people. So start with the strategy. Your strategy for team building is I need 20 personally enrolled active brokers. So if I want active brokers, quantity doesn't matter, quality matters. I'm going to have to go through quantity to get the quality. I understand that. I may have to recruit 10 to find one, maybe not. If I recruit the right way or better, I can hedge those odds a little bit. And I can say, okay, for every 10 I recruit, I may only recruit one a month because I'm pre-sorting. Maybe I'm talking a little bit more about things in advance of what it takes, who we're looking for before people join. So maybe I'll have less join, or maybe I'll have 100 join, but only 25 will get certified. So that's 25 really that I really joined. And now how many of them are going to be active? We don't know. We don't know. For the first 30 days, they're all considered active. But after 30 days, if they don't get a client in the first 30 days, we don't consider them a qualified certified broker for qualifications. They're still there. They may be a certified broker, but they haven't done anything and it's beyond 30 days. Now, if they get a client on month 7, they get a client of at least $1,000 bonus. Oh, now they're qualified in month 7. And for 6 months, they'll remain qualified because they did over $1,000. So for 6 months, they're considered a qualified certified broker for your qualifications. But if they quit, or if that client doesn't renew, or they don't get another new client, eventually they're no longer qualified. They're still a certified broker, but they're not a qualified certified broker, right? But for 6 months, though, they are considered. So you don't need someone to get a funding every month to be considered qualified. Just every 6 months, produce 1,000 bonus revenue. That's like a $12,000 funding. It's not a lot every 6 months. It's a small number. So with what you've got here, the goal is 20. So now the right people will hit these qualifications and forever stay there. You can start to count on them. So just like you could ask that Century 21 owner or that Real Estate One, how many licensed brokers do you have actively building your business? They may say 100 and something. Okay. Well, they're not telling you about the 2,000 that got licensed and quit. They're telling you about the 100 something who are there. So you only want to focus on, it doesn't matter. I got 72 front lines. Okay. How many are qualified certified brokers? That's all that matters. And are you attracting people who will potentially become that or no? Because if they're not producing revenue. They're taking time, not generating revenue. So at best, you're supporting them for free and they're not generating revenue, right? We're willing to wave that flag and say, we're willing to do that for the big numbers. And you obviously are too. But you can't, just like we can't focus on, let's just have 70,000 people who do nothing and be happy and try to get the Zooms to have 3,000 of them on. And let's say, and we'll have a big group show up to Zooms and it'll be fun. No, the strategy is produce revenue. Produce revenue. That is what we are paid to do. If you own a restaurant, doesn't matter how good your secret sauce is, if there's no one in the chairs eating it, quit making it. Doesn't matter how good anything is. What kind of revenue are you producing? This is a business. We're here to make a difference in people's lives, right? So if I said to you, if I give you your business owner, your restaurant owner, let's say for a minute, I can get you 100 grand, but you got to pay back 150. Do you have an idea that could go back and you don't get excited by that? You'll give me 100. I only got to give you 150 back and you're not taking any ownership. No. Do you have an idea? No, I don't. Then you shouldn't do it. Do you have an idea that if I gave you 100 grand, you'd pay me back 150? I'm starting with this. I'm starting with worst case. Now, I probably won't charge you that. But if you don't have an idea that you go, yeah, I would take that in a second, then your idea isn't good enough yet. Because it may only cost you 130 or 120 or 140, but the idea isn't good enough yet. Improve your strategy. Do you have an idea that if I give you 100 grand, you would turn it into more than 150 gladly in the next year? Yeah, I'd turn it into 700,000. Then let's get you the money. It's not going to probably cost you 1.5, but if it does, it's still a good deal. But if you go, well, no, I'm only going to do it if it's 1.42, your idea isn't good enough. That's just the bottom line. The cost of the money is not a factor. It's the quality of the idea that is the factor, right? It's easy for everyone to understand that. It's real easy. The quality of the idea is the factor. Write that down because that needs to be in your heart when you're talking to someone. The quality of the strategy, the quality of the leverage. The lever is a tool. The leverage, a pulley on the top of a rope means one person can pull twice as much weight because of a little wheel with a rope around it. You know, they can get twice as much weight they can pull because of the pulley, the lever. Well, this money is a lever. And if they can't say, yes, I would do that in a minute, the quality of the lever is not good enough. Say no to the money. But if you can say, yeah, I would take 100, I'd pay you back 200 grand. My idea is so good. Then we got money for you. You got a good leverage right there. Let's go. Right? That's common sense, right? But if you wouldn't take it, then it doesn't matter if the price is 142 or 141 or 138. It's bad money for you. Well, I might turn it into 1.44. Yeah, well, you may not too. So work on your idea a little bit better. If you're doing a workout every day and you're eating a meal plan and you're doing the workout every day for 3 months and you're not seeing any change in your body fat percentage, you're not seeing any change in your strength, and you're not seeing any change in your pharmaceutical needs, that's a bad plan. Get some more consultation on what you should change. Work on the plan a little bit. You're already giving it everything it takes. You're already doing everything you need to do. It's not so. The same thing is for that leverage of the tool for a business. Well, when it comes to recruiting, what's that have to do with recruiting? Real simply, what story, what tool, what opportunity are you sharing with people? Change the message, the strategy of the message. Change the strategy of the message you're offering someone, and you may attract people who are active every month. Here's a strategy message. We're looking for people who want to lead a brokerage of business funding agents in this town. Would you have interest in checking that out? I'm getting right to what we're really looking for is people who be examples, get fundings and lead people. That's a leverage. That's like saying, well, I could just, yeah, if you gave me 100 grand, I'd find something to do with it. That's like recruit everyone who says yes, it's free after all. Or you could say, no, I'm going to do one specific thing. I'm looking for people who want to lead a brokerage. Either one, be a super broker and get clients every month as this is what I'm going to do. Or I'm going to looking for someone who want to be a broker. That's my leverage. That's my message. I'm looking for people who, if they say they want to do this, I know they'll make 6 figures. I know they will. And it's okay if someone wants to be a part-timer. I'm not saying we exclude anyone, but the message, the communication, the vision you're sharing is, I'm looking for you. You'll be qualified every month, but you'll also refer 20 people. I know you'll refer 20. I'm looking for people who will get 20 personally enrolled active brokers. And you should too. They don't have to do that. Just like you don't have to be able to produce 300 times the money we give you. But if you can do that, man, take the money. Doesn't matter if it's 1.5. But if you're like, well, I might be able to turn this 100 into 122, you probably shouldn't take the money because it may not turn into 122 and you'll lose money, right? So fine tune the idea. I think I can turn 100 into 400. Then you'll be glad to take 100 because we'll get it to you for a lot cheaper than 400, right? Same thing. If you lead with, we're looking for people who want to be super brokers, really want to help all the businesses in their community with funding to become the funding guy or girl for their town. We're looking for that. And we're looking for people who want to lead a local brokerage, just like a real estate broker does, to lead. You do not have to open an office, but we're looking for people who want to lead and develop other real estate. I'm sorry, other funding brokers in their town. Does that sound like something you're interested in? If so, then it matters that it's free. Then it matters that there's certification. Then it matters that Bank Breezy's awesome. Then it matters. All those things don't matter to someone who has no interest in really talking to clients, who has no interest in, I went through the airport yesterday and it was nice. I didn't have to take my shoes off and I didn't have to take my computer out of the bag. And it was like flying before 9/11, right? When you went through an x-ray machine, they assumed you didn't have plastic explosions in your shoe, right? Now you go through and they finally got all the equipment where it's convenient to walk through again. But man, they can see everything, right? They see everything. And I put a, a billful of money on my tray. I didn't realize you can't just leave money there. It came out and it was gone. It's all blowing around. It's not just looking at it. They're psst, psst, they're shooting, aerated. They're doing all kinds of things now. Or something. I don't know what's going on in that machine, but the money was laying on the conveyor as it came out. It was no longer in the tray, and it was folded up with business cards and everything. They're all spread out all over when the tray comes out the other side. So I don't know what's going on in there, but all I can say is that equipment is taking it to the next level where life's convenient again. They improve their systems, right? Well, that doesn't matter though if you don't travel. You don't care how good the system is if you're not flying. You don't care whether you got to take your shoes off or not if you drive everywhere. And guess what? People don't care if Bank Breezy is the best offer if they don't want to talk to businesses. They'd rather sell meal replacement shakes. They don't care how great Bank Breezy is. They don't care about the override spreads if they don't want to get a client. We can't lead with the thing that turns us on. Lead with what we need from them and then share what this can be for them. We're looking for people who want to help businesses with funding, number one. And we're looking for people as well who can additionally lead a local brokerage in this town and help support and grow others who help businesses in this town. Does that sound like something that might interest you? Because if so, the money's amazing. The system's amazing. What we've done is spectacular. But if the first part didn't sound interesting to you, there's no reason for the other stuff. Now, I know it's hard to say that to your neighbor. I know it's hard to say that to your brother, but you got to be thinking this when the words come out. And you can say something like, hey, have you ever, sorting question, this is what I would say. Have you ever heard of David Allen Capital? No, I haven't. Oh man, they're a funding company that's helping businesses all over North America. And I just became a broker with them recently, or 2 years ago, or three, whatever. I'm a broker with a certified broker with them. And we are really looking to expand right now because there's a giant demand for what we do. And we need more brokers to help support all the businesses who need our funding. Have you ever thought about doing anything outside of what you're doing? Like maybe being a funding broker? Nah. Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe because I'm telling you what, I don't know. Maybe that keep going. Oh, awesome. Because there's some great money here to serve a great purpose, helping people with funding. I mean, business owners are rock stars as far as we're concerned, and banks are great, but unfortunately, banks can't approve most businesses. So we come along and we help the 90% of businesses who can't get approved at the bank. So it's a great opportunity to make an impact and to make some good money making an impact. Our company is a leader in the space, and when we're looking for more brokers and we're looking for people to help lead brokerages. So do you have any interest in learning more? I can get you some more information. It's that simple. No, I'm not interested. Great. There's no outcome that I'm responsible for. I'm not responsible for the outcome of the interest level. You're not responsible for the outcome of whether I like the movie Rocky or not. You just tell me you liked it. You're not responsible if I'm interested in horror movies or not. You like them, great. But do you want to promote horror movie Friday the 13th and I'm not interested? I go, oh no, that scares the heck out of me. You're not responsible if it scares me. You're responsible to just share what you believe in. And so you tell them what you believe about what we have. And if they're interested, they move forward. And you don't stop doing it. You don't stop doing it. You don't stop doing it. I've recruited 2 people over the weekend when I was in Colorado. They joined this weekend. I will never stop offering the opportunity for new people to see this, right? I didn't recruit two new, I didn't call them and say, hey, you want to join? But I had two people join while I was over the weekend. I will never stop recruiting. And so the prospecting is the listing of who you think you should call. And I'll end it like this, and then we'll go to your questions. Because the strategy is 20 or more. So you can always be guaranteed this. And look, get yourself up the ladder. If you're at 60%, a lot of you are, if you're at 60% already, every person you enroll, these are all the people you personally enroll, it never stops. You're always enrolling, and this person's a superstar. Well, while they're climbing the ladder, you're getting 60 minus 40, you're getting 20% override spread. And then 17.5, and then 15, and then 12.5, and then 10, then 7.5. Then, and if you're not climbing the ladder, you're still getting override spread till they reach your level. And if they pass you, that's okay. You get 4% no matter what, because you're their enroller. So you're always going to make 4% of their bonus revenue. No matter what, you're going to get that. As long as you're a qualified certified broker, of course. You're a certified broker. You only got to be a certified broker for this. So as long as you're a certified broker, you get that no matter what. You won't get anything if they build a team on level 2 and on unless you have 6, because they're keeping all the override spread now on their team. But you can get level 2 on them and level 3, level 4, level 5, as long as you have that. So personal recruiting as a method to secure your pay plan. Personal recruiting is a method to secure your pay plan, but also to secure your override spread income. Because everyone you recruit, you make an override spread on as well. So high and tight, you only need to focus on level 1. And if you're focused on level 1 and I'm one of your people, and I see this and I go, huh. So you're telling me that as I climb that ladder, I earn it. Plus I earn an override spread on anyone I recruit. Yeah. And if I'm at 60 and I recruit someone, I'm making 20 plus the 4. Yep. And I never get cut out of the 4. Nope. How many people do you think I'm going to recruit? And oh, by the way, David, when you tell me you don't get paid level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5 until you have 20 personally enrolled, we want to get you to 20 eventually, David. Yep. I want to get to 20. You can count on it. I want to get to 20. And what are all 20 of those people having to be? Active. If they're active, what are they producing? Bonus revenue. If they're producing bonus revenue, am I earning level 1 on it? Yes. And I'm on your level 2. So are you earning level 2 bonus revenue on me? Override spread? Yes. And level 2? Yes. So don't worry about level 2, 3, 4, 5. Worry about being qualified for it by doing this. But you don't have to worry about building it. The incentive is there for everyone to build their personally enrolled. You get your 20 active over time. It may take you 3 years to get 20 active. It took 4 years to graduate college with no guarantee income when you get out, just 100 grand in debt. Now you work this for 4 years until you have 20 active front lines. People you personally enrolled. I wouldn't stop at 20. Go for 100, 200, 300. It just secures your wealth. It doesn't do anything to secure your wealth. It's not because you have to. This should be a minimum. Go secure wealth. Have 200. Have a virtual brokerage. You don't need a real estate one in your town with only 100 and only 120 licensed agents because you can only fit so many in your office. Why limit yours? You got a virtual brokerage. You could have 250 nationwide. You could have 400 nationwide and earn on every one of them. You don't have to limit yourself. Why not get wealthy? Why not go, David showed 20, I'm like 200, and I'm not stopping. 7 years from now, you have 200, and you're making 4 million a year. People go, how are you making 4 million a year? I didn't stop at the minimum. I looked at that and said, okay, I'm going to help. This opportunity is so good, I'm never going to stop offering it. So don't let the minimums be the maximum. And don't be intimidated by this. If you're intimidated by this, then you're taking too much responsibility for the outcome of the activity of your brokers. Don't do that. Take responsibility for the outcome of of the words that come out of your mouth, the conversation you're having. How are you trying to attract brokers? Change that. Don't worry about their outcome of their performance. You're not responsible for that. You're there to help them, but you don't make me. I've never had an enroller who's helped me succeed. I've had enrollers that I could talk to, but my enrollers in this business quit. They weren't active. So don't think you need a good enroller to succeed, and don't think that if you got people you personally enrolled that aren't succeeding, it's your fault. It's not. Now, if you're ignoring their calls and you're not encouraging them, I mean, come on, look in the mirror and say at least be supportive. But you can't get me to quit this. My enroller quit after recruiting me, right? So, and his enroller quit, and his enroller quit, and it didn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. So you aren't responsible for the outcome of whether I do it. You're responsible for being an ambassador for DAC. You say the right things, you point in the right direction, and you recruit the right way. And if they fall flat, they didn't lose a dime. And they chose to not grow up. It's not, I don't mean grow up maturity. I mean, they chose to not grow up our pay plan. It's not your fault. Don't worry about it. Just keep recruiting. Qualify for 5. Qualify at 80. Now let's look at 2 years from now and we're done. 2 years from now or 2 months from now, some of you you're at 80. You're there. And now everybody, you got this big team over here that you get override spreads on. This group, the highest level's at 70. Someone in that group, so you're making 10%, comes to you. This group here that you've got, the highest is at 80. You don't get override spread anymore, but you get the NMO 2% override on this group. So you're making 2% on this group. Okay. This group here, the person's at 80. You're making 2% NMO on this person. Plus, you're making the 5 level. Don't forget you're getting the 5 level. This 2% override spread is an NMO override when you're at 80 and they're at 80, right? But you get the 5 level no matter what. This person's at 60. You're getting 20% override spread on their whole group. This group, the highest person's at 80. You're only getting 2%. This group, the highest, they just started, they're at 40. You're getting 40% on this whole group. All the people as they're climbing the company ladder to 80. You're making what the brokers are making to get the clients. This person here, they're at 60%, you're getting 20. This person's at 80, you're only getting 2. But they're producing 300,000-400,000 a month that you're making 2% on. Right? And then you also get the 5 level pay. So look at the future. Don't look at today. Don't worry about where you're on the ladder today. Just worry about, are you doing the things today to climb the ladder? Are you having enough conversations? Are you speaking to people? Are you grabbing business cards? Right? Are you meeting owners? Are you interacting with the owners? Are you curious about their business? Are you being a good patron? Are you being, as my daughter Morgan says, are you being a good neighbor? If you're a good neighbor to them in your town, you're caring about their business. Let's go to your questions. I've given you what I'd say. I've given you who to say it to, who you're looking for, why you're looking for it, and what happens down the road as you climb the ladder and help others climb the ladder. What questions have you got or comments? Wade Cordell!
Hey
Nice
man, how you
buddy.
doing?
I miss you, man.
Good to have you back.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want to come off angry or hangry or anything like that, but I got 4 points I
Motivated.
want to make. Um, you know, come here for just to be seen, to be on, and I come here to get nuggets, nuggets. And I got 3 really good ones, and I'm gonna talk about those real quick. But when I started seeing it, I put in the chat bar powerful, and I look at the chat bar and it's 12 chat. It's anyway, I'm not here to win friends and influence people. I'm here. I know a lot about this company and the opportunity. I don't have a mature organization. I got probably one of the most mature, if not the other than you, David, in the whole company. I got people in 19 levels I get paid on, 16 levels I get paid on. And when I look at that spread is, I don't think people understand that's unlimited depth in your organization on that. Then you come to the 5 levels with compression. I'm assuming that everybody understands what compression is, and if I got somebody at the 19th level and I don't have anybody active all the way up, they're going to be on my second level
Second
or
level.
third level or wherever they're going to fall. They're going to be there when I get paid every month. So my whole this is amazing, and my whole thing is this: if you're a certified broker, you're going to have a conversation with me. That's fine. But if you are a qualified certified broker, you're gonna get time. You're gonna spend it with me, and I'm not gonna spend time with those who are not even certified. Don't even don't call me until you've done that. I've recruited 9 people this month so far. I recruited more than that, but 9 that I've had conversations with because they decided they're going to get certified. And now what they do with that is not totally my responsibility, but a lot of it is my responsibility to make sure they understand what to do. But when I look at these three aspects of this whole thing, the 80%, if I had a mature organization, I have 10 80% across right now. I don't have that. I don't have any. I don't have one person organization at 80. The downline 5 levels is amazing, but my whole goal is to get 10 people, 10 80%ers that I'm getting 2% off of theirs and 2% off the next. That way I'm making as much money as I can. Let me just end with this. And by the way, I'm really excited. I'm not angry about stuff. I just don't understand how the excitement in so much we can't even contain it. I don't have the time in my organization to drag people to the finish line. And I promise you this: when people get certified and qualified, you don't have to drag them. They're running as fast as they can to catch up behind you. So good job, and I'm glad to have you back. Thanks.
Love it, buddy. Thank you, man. Yeah, 10 at 80. What a good goal. 10 at 80. Well done, Wade. I love it. And he's right. The more people you get to 80, the more secure your group is. It's not like, well, yeah, but your override spread's limited. 2% of a big number is a big number. 40% of a no number is a no number, right? It's zero. 40% is zero, zero. So I'd rather get 2% override on an entire group because they're at 80 already. That's a great thing. Great. Thanks for mentioning that, Wade. I should have made that more clear myself. Good point. 10 wide at 80. Heck, why not go for 20? Have your 20 person roll all be at the 80% super broker level. Eventually they will be. And when you get 20 at 80, come on. I mean, you're probably making $1 million plus a year overrides easily. All right. And that's why you got real estate brokers make $500,000, $1 million a year. They got 120 something licensed agents, right? So, and you don't have the operating capital to worry about, the operating cost. Any other questions or comments from anyone? I don't have my screen up.
I think we've answered all the questions. There was one, if the agent, the brokers can see their downline and if they are certified. Yes, you can see that in your back office, your downline and if they are certified.
Okay. And our reports are going to get better for QCBs and some of that. For right now, it's through phone calls, but yeah, we don't have the ability to have all the reports that we want yet, but we will. They're coming. Right now, the initial thing is the automation of the comp plan and the reporting. Who else we got?
Got a few hands.
Harlequin?
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, David. Sharon, you had an answer to that person's question about seeing if your agents or your brokers are certified or not. It does not show it in the tree view. You have to go to my team, then go to my list view. And if you have been with DAC since before we split from Youngevity, change the date to 1/1/2022 and change this number of levels from 7 to 0.
Harlequin, for simplicity, because 90% of the people listening don't even know what Youngevity is.
Okay.
Where can you just answer where to find the Q? I know the answer, but you were given the answer. Where do they find that report?
It's under my team, my
List
list
view.
view.
Right. That's it.
And
That's all you need to know, everybody. If you want to see your brokers, it's thank you, Harlequin. My team, my list view. We want to keep everything as simple as possible. And that 99% of the people are here already understand dates and everything. Youngevity is 4 years old. They're not partners of us. We don't ever have to mention them again. They were someone that I partnered with 6 years ago, and we parted ways for reasons, and we have no hard feelings for them, but it just creates 20 calls to support. Who's Youngevity? What are we talking about? We don't need to mention any of our history like that. Thank you, Harlequin, for doing that. If you have team members who need to know that, they probably already know because they've been here for 4 years, right? But thank you for giving the more specific question and where to find that. It's my team, list view. It's not on the tree view. It's only on the list view. We have several ways to see your team. All right. Who else? What other questions we got? Or comments? Questions or comments?
Kelsey, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, is there a way you can simplify this? I'm a little confused. You're saying the percentage is us we can reach to get
Percentage
a
is what?
higher for
Percentage is what?
For the 5 and 20%. I'm a little confused. Are you saying that's what we can reach to get a higher
No, so
percentage
you
for
want to, what I'd recommend you do, we're again, these aren't the basic trainings. These are add-on tips for people who already understand what our pay plan is. So if you don't have our pay plan down yet, I totally get it. I apologize. You can earn, so we have 4 ways you're paid. This is the simplest way. 1, personal commissions. You make between 40 and 80% of the bonus revenue as you climb the tree, the personal commission ladder. And all of this is found, by the way, in this document. It's real short. Okay, so the first thing is there's a tree. You can go 0 to 80%, not a tree, a ladder, 0 to 80% based on the number of personal customers you've gotten in their volume. That's what you earn on your personal customers. That's number 1. Number 2, you get an override spread. That means where you are on the ladder as you go from 40 up to 80, you get that on your own customers. But if you did recruit a team, you also get an override spread. Your number, if you're at 50% and they're only at 40, they get a client, they're making 40% of it. You get the difference, the 10% override spread. So that's the second way we're paid. So as you climb up that ladder from 40 to 80, you earn more on your own customers, but you also are positioned to earn more on your team if you build a team. So that's the second way. The third way you're paid is called 5-level pay. I'll stay on the override spread. The third way you're paid is leadership override spread. It means when you get to the 80%, the top of the ladder, and then if you recruited me and I got to the top of the ladder, you no longer get an override spread on me because I'm at 80 and you're at 80. So you don't get that spread anymore. So what happens is we give you a 2% leadership override on my entire team. It's called an NMO, National Marketing Organization Leadership Override. So that's the third way you're paid. So the first way is personal commission, 0 to 80. I'm sorry, 40 to 80. The second way is override spread, your number minus their number. The third way is leadership overrides. When you get to the top and they get to the top, they take away your override spread, but you still get a 2% override. And then the fourth way you pay is 5 levels of all the brokers you personally introduce. Level 1 are people you personally introduce. You make 4%. If they build a team, that's your second level. You can qualify for a second level, but you have to have 3 active brokers. Then level 3, people they introduce and they introduce. So you can qualify through 5 different levels of referrals. Ripple effect. Boom, 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 boom. You can get paid on all of them, but you have to be qualified. Level 1, you automatically get, but level 2, 3, 4, and 5, you have to qualify for it. So outside of that, I would say, unless you got a simple question from that, and it may be too complex right now, you want to read the comp plan details, and that explains. We have scenarios, and so you want to go through the compensation plan chart. But did that help?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right. And I know you've been with us only a week, Kelsey, so thanks for being on all these calls. Who else? I see other hands up. If the team can keep them rolling along.
We've got Jeanette Larson. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
How you doing, Jeanette?
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
All right. I've been around since about the middle of July, but things have
Okay.
been kind of crazy and I haven't really got started. I want to thank the people that helped me yesterday. Your wife, I believe it was, helped me get into my LMS, and I am all but completed the certification. I'll have that taken care of by the end of today. But I also had somebody sign up yesterday on my team. And so I'm getting going. my question at this point in time is, he's a little bit confused. He hasn't received, as far as I know, he hasn't received his welcome letter yet. He sent me a copy of the letter he got. He got his number, but he hasn't received the welcome letter with the link to everything in it that he is recording. I'm wondering what I can do to help him at this point, because he is excited. He wants to get going. Can I send him the links to these Zoom calls?
Yeah,
And
I would say this. When he joins, the system is automated, so it goes to the email address he entered when he joined. That has never failed. 100% of the time
Okay.
that email goes
And
out.
how quickly is that
let me
welcome
just,
letter sent out? Is it
what's that?
simultaneous? How
It's,
quickly is the welcome letter sent out? Is it simultaneous?
It is. It is. The moment within a minute or so of him joining. In fact, it's usually within 5 or 6 seconds, but he could be at a dial-up internet. It may take it 30 seconds to download on his computer because of where he's at.
Okay, well,
It's
then
sent
he's
from
just not seeing he's got it.
yeah.
So what
So
I need to do is get with him and have him go back into his email and find that email and follow the instructions in it.
yeah, that's number one. But a lot of people may go to their spam, or even if they can't find it, let's assume he can't find it. It's not because it didn't get sent. Maybe about 8 or 9% of the people enter their email wrong. They
Right.
fat finger, they do a typo. So we're sending it to the email they gave us. And we go, oh, their email address is wrong. And then we change their email, resend their welcome letter. So it's not, maybe he didn't get it because maybe he put 2 9s in his email instead of 1. Who knows? So
Well,
it happens.
he got the number. He has his account, he has his number.
Yeah.
So
Well,
the email is right. He got that.
okay, well, let me just explain a couple times because that's not always the case, because we show them the number on their screen immediately. So we say,
Oh.
congratulations, and we show them, and then we email them. So he may have gotten the number from the screen, and maybe he didn't get the email, but if he got the number from the email, he got the welcome email. That's what the number comes in. Okay, so
Okay,
if he got the email with his number, that is his welcome email. But he may have gotten it from the screen. So just so for simplification, they can call support. By the way, that was my mama that you were talking to. I'm assuming if it was last name is Rutz.
yes, it was. Bless
Yeah,
her heart.
that bless her heart is right. Yes. And so if she got the welcome email, or if he didn't, doesn't matter really. We can resend it. So I would have him call support to make sure he's got the right email on file. He can even log into his back office and see that. He can log in. If he's got the number, he can log in. But what he needs to do, everybody who joins, this is folks, everyone listening, this is the plan when someone joins. Step 1, the only step you need, get certified. Don't need to attend these Zooms. Don't need to know anything except get certified. Until you're certified, you're just a referral source. You get paid little and you can't build a team. You don't even need to hear about team building. So the only thing and that's all the welcome letter says. Step 1, get certified. And then step 2, it's got a couple other things, but step 1 is get certified. So if you say, what do I do? I'm a little confused. The only thing you need to worry about is get them certified. That's 1. Step 2 is they need to go through funding training. Step 3, they got to understand the pay plan. So then they don't need to be on any of these Zooms because these will just confuse some people if they don't have the basics, right? These are conversations. These aren't, hey, welcome brand new brokers. We're going to tell you all about our business. We're assuming everyone coming here is already certified, already has been through the funding training, already understands the comp plan. And now they're coming here to get pro tips on how to grow their business. So that's what it's designed for. And anyone coming prematurely, maybe we need to start every call by saying that. And we do periodically. So that is who wants to come to these is people who've already been through step 1, 2, and 3. So step 1, get them certified.
That was what I needed to know. So I need to get him into the LMS and get him certified.
Every person on the planet, that's all they need to do. And then step 2, what's he going to do after that? Funding training.
Right.
And then what's he going to do after funding training? Comp plan training.
Comp training.
And then what's he do after comp plan? Then come to all these Zooms.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what I needed to know. And so that's what I'll do. I'll focus with him on it. He's a little bit challenged.
Okay.
He is somebody that doesn't have, he has he's been told all his life he has a disability. He has a capacity to learn, and he does a really good job. He's done some pretty complicated things, but he doesn't have the confidence to try it. So I will get him on the training and get him going that direction, and we'll get him moving.
All right, and welcome back. You said you hadn't been active and you're getting going, so welcome. Get going,
Well,
and hopefully this training helped for sorting for the, finding what you're building a business, right? You don't want to. I want to share this one story. I don't see any other hands up, and then we'll bring it to a sunset it. But I had a friend who started a coffee shop when Starbucks first came to Michigan back in the mid 90s. And he started a coffee shop in my hometown. It was called Jitters. What a great name, Jitters. Jitters Coffee. It was in downtown Utica. And it was packed every night. Packed every night. Kids hanging out. I mean, it was just the place to be, Jitters. And he closed down 8 months later. And I said, dude, you were packed all the time. He goes, I was packed with people who didn't buy anything. I was packed with kids hanging out. I was packed with kids who'd come in and couldn't even afford a coffee. So maybe one of them would buy a pop. And I kept having to tell them, hey guys, come on, we can't be hanging out. But it was energy and it was fun. And this business is a business. We don't need to fill the house. I don't want 70,000 people on our Zooms. I want 7 who can produce, then 10, then 20, then 50, then 100, right? So we are not a we're not a loitering place. We're not a hangout. We're a coffee shop, right? That's what he said. Eventually he had to close. He didn't do any revenue. He just had a lot of activity. And you don't want to be a lot of activity. If you want to be a pro, then dig, and I'm not talking to you, the woman who just spoke, so I don't have your name written down, but I'm talking to me first. I'm looking in the mirror. Me doing this Zoom can be good activity, but not the right activity. If we're not putting people on the Zoom who are going to do something positive with the business, right? So it's amateur discussion really, but we have a lot of brand new entrepreneurs joining our business. So we gotta bring up what matters. Revenue matters. That means funding clients matter. New brokers does not matter unless they're going to produce revenue. Now, you don't know who will and who won't. They'll all take your time, but some will take your time and produce revenue. And the only way you can determine that is, I say, as I spent the first 20 minutes doing, what you say when you recruit will recruit the right type people. If you say the wrong things, you'll get some of them will be the right people, but you'll get a lot of people that shouldn't be doing this because they think they can just join, put up a Facebook post and get 1,000 clients. And that doesn't happen if you're giving away gold. It doesn't happen. So the only way to succeed in business is to be persistent, to have the guts to do it, to have the willingness to get a no, to have the willingness to get a yawn, to have the willingness to someone say, you're crazy, to have the willingness. It's being a business owner takes kahunas, right? It takes courage. It takes belief and confidence. It takes something. So if you've got that, that's who we want on these Zooms because they'll plow through a snowstorm. They'll shovel out through the mud. They'll find a way to keep pressing on. And if someone didn't press on in their last 10 businesses, they're not going to press on through DAC. They're not. So if someone hasn't learned the lesson from the last 9 attempts and they're just worth their 10th, they're not going to do it here unless they had a repentance, which means turn the other way, a decision. That's all repenting. Decision, and turn the other way and say, okay, from here forward, I'm living like this as a business owner. Then they'll make it. But until they turn the other way, they are not making it. So recruit people who are willing to do the task. Recruit people who are willing to talk to clients about funding. Recruit people who are willing, if they're going to build a team, to lead a team. That's who you're looking for. Otherwise, just get clients. Don't recruit anyone unless they're the right people. You just get clients and be real good at that. But if you can do what I just said, that what you just heard is the secret. I've made millions in this industry on teams, millions, tens of millions actually on teams. So what I just said is the secret. There's no other, oh, it's the product. No, it's not the product. Oh, it's the auto ship price. No, it's not. Oh, it's the return policy. No, not at all. Oh, it's the product. It's not the product. We happen to have an amazing product, but that doesn't matter to the persistent. They got it. It's got to be an integrity product, but it can be a skincare. It can be a telecom product. It can be a technology product. It can be a spa product. It doesn't matter the product. The people make it profitable. So you want to find profit producing people who want to produce profit with funding, and you'll go change the world and you'll change your lifestyle. And if you can just take that little glimmer, what I just said that I didn't plan to say, a little snowball right there. And if you could just take that and not forget that and say that over and over and over to yourself, that's all it takes. It really is that simple. It's so, so simple. Not easy, but man, is it simple. Find the right people. Believe it myself first. Share it. Find the right people. And if they're not the right people, don't let it be sand in my sandals. As Jesus said, shake the sand from your sandals as you go to the next house. He didn't say, talk him into it. He didn't say convince them otherwise. He didn't say the outcome is your responsibility. You should have been able to get them to believe in me. Come on, I'm Jesus Christ after all. If you can't get them to believe in me, who are you? You're not a good disciple. You can't get customers? Come on. No, he said, shake the sand from your sandals, hit the next house. And if they don't see it, shake the sand from your sandals, hit the next house. Don't you know the product I have? I'm called salvation. I'm Jesus Christ. He didn't say any of that. Next out, next. Some will, some won't. Shake the sand, next. Some will, some won't. Shake the sand, next. And eventually you're going to find a house that receives you. And where you do that, and you stay there and you invest all your time into those people and you make disciples. That's Jesus Christ's model. And guess what? It's created the biggest religion in the world. And if it worked for that, when his own family didn't think he was Jesus, his own family said, no, you're not, until he died and was raised again. And then some of them said, okay, he was. we were wrong. Then you can have the same mentality, and you need to have the same mentality. And that's all it takes to be successful in business. That's all it takes. Is the outcome is not your responsibility. As long as you're given everything you got, the only responsibility is you deliver the message to enough people. You're not responsible for how that message is received. Deliver it the right way with integrity. Let's go build. Love you all.